Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafitri. Okay, I will explain about in my proposal with title Improving Students Speaking Skill in English Listen with Action Learning Strategy at 8th grade of SMP Negeri 1 Tebing Tinggi Timur. Okay, the first one I will explain about the chapter 1, the introduction. The introduction consists of background of the problem. English language proficiency is essential for our daily life in this age of globalization. It is actually the second most widely spoken language in Earth. English is now more widely used as a result of globalization. The researcher attempts to employ the action learning technique to enhance students' speaking abilities in an effort to solve this issue. According to the aforementioned definitions, the research study title was Improving the Pupil Speaking Ability. Next, we move to setting of the problem. Based on the background of the problem described above, it can be one, the student motivation is low in learning English. Next, the English teacher has talked about speaking skill and the media still low. The last, the teaching method is not appropriate and activities to practice speaking in English. Why the student have low speaking skill in English. Next, we move to limitation of the problem. The researcher is convinced that it will provide more enhance for students to practice speaking in the classroom. As a result, the study will focus on enhancing the speaking abilities of 8th grade student of SMP Negeri 1 Tebing Tinggi Timur by utilize the action learning strategy. Next, a formulation of the problem. What is the methodology utilized for implementing action learning to enhance the conversational proficiency of 8th grade pupils in their English class at SMP Negeri 3T? Next, we move to object of the research. A student speaking skill in English lesson by using action learning strategy at 8th grade of Junior High School Negeri 1 Tebing Tinggi Timur. Next, a significance of the research. The importance of the study. The importance of the study will prove beneficial for the first one is English instructors, as the outcome of this investigation is anticipated to provide them with an alternative approach the instruction speaking. Next, we move to chapter 1. Definition of kingdom. Speaking is an active skill that involves generating structured verbal expressions to express ideas. In some cases, instructing individuals how to speak proficiently is viewed as an complicated task. And next, we move to chapter 2 in review of related literatures. The first one is relevant theories. Definition of speaking according to Charney. Definition of action learning strategy according to Joel Baker. And relevant studies. The action learning strategy is one of learning strategy that used to improve the student achievement in the class. There are some similar research studies that have been conducted before. Next, we move to conceptual framework. Action learning strategy is one way that can be used to improve student speaking skill. Interesting way which can stimulate a student and develop ideas of thinking and speaking skills by doing conversation activity. And next, we move to hypothesis. Action learning strategy can improve student speaking skill in English lesson in A of SMP Negeri 1 3G academic year. Okay, last we move to chapter 3 in research methodology. The research methodology, the first one I will explain about the research design. The type of the research in classroom action research here. Location and the time of the research SMP Negeri 1 Tebing Tinggi Timur, which was located in Jalan Tohor Pusat, Sungai Tohor, Kecamatan Tebing Tinggi Timur. Population and the sample. The school has 12 class. There were 4 English teachers in the school. The research study was conducted at 8A. Next, we move to chapter 3 in research methodology. Okay, the first one I will explain about the instrument of the research. The researcher used the oral test for the student. And then using a variable action learning, variable y speaking skill. And next, validity. The test is accurate in storing the data of speaking test. The writer is the categorized equivalence for criterion. Reliability. Determine the categorize the equivalence for the criterions. Use the pre-test and the post-test. Next, we move to data collection techniques. The researcher used a quantitative technique for collect data also using of a qualitative technique with can we say using a mixed method. A writer tested students by asking them to give report oral either individual tests or group the based on the topic given, and then data analysis technique. The quantitative data was analyzed to see the improving of students' speaking ability. And next, by applying this data, it was assumed to get the satisfying result of improved ability in speaking with use of formula. Okay, I will explain again about the definition of kitam. Definition of kitam from the Chaney, according to Chaney, speaking is the process of building and. Okay, I will continue explain about the definition of kidam from the expert. Okay, the first one is according to Chaney. According to Chaney, speaking is the process of building and sharing meaning. Tracks the use of verbal and non-verbal symbol is a variety of. And then definition of action learning strategy. According to Gerberker, before I close, I will explain again about the definition of kidam. According to Gerberker say, action learning is a dynamic process where a team meets regularly to help individual member, others or others track a highly structured, facilitates team process of reflection and action. For accountability and visibility of planned action are powerful motivators that get result for the individual, remember, and meaningful experiential learning for all. Joel Berker insights, a vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just pass through time. Vision with action can change the world. Action learning is a tool that brings vision and action together, helping people and their organizations to the next level in terms of production, development, recruiting, and even retention. People who grow learning rarely live in organization. Okay, next. Why the researcher take data with the title Improve Student Speaking Skill in English Lesson with Action Learning Strategy? Because English language proficiency is essential for our daily life in this age of globalization. It is actually the second most widely spoken language on the earth. It's a quality. Okay, that's all explanation by me about in my proposal with title Improving Student Speaking Skill in English Lesson with Action Learning Strategy at 8th grade of SMP Negeri 1 Tebing Tinggi Timur. Okay, thank you.